Welcome back to Nerdom with J&J. James Sharmack here with another Marvel Legends review for you. So today I'm going to look at the War Machine Punisher figure, where I guess in the comics Frank Castle finds the War Machine armor after Jim Rhodes is knocked out or whatever. I didn't read the story. I'm sure you guys have, so you can just let me know in the comments below. But Frank Castle finds the armor, dons it, and puts his Punisher signature on it. So then we take a look at the figure. We're going to start looking at the paint apps. We're going to look at the accessories, the usual stuff, and we'll compare contrast with the other War Machine figures I have. I don't have any comic ones, so I have the MCU ones. So we'll take a look at those and see how it goes. So let's take a look at the figure, the artwork on it, and onwards and upwards. Okay, so there's a lot to like about this paint job. Just obviously the figure itself is supposed to look worn, like maybe it's been through a few battles. Obviously you can see by the silver coming through on not just the back but the front as well, in there. But so that's pretty cool. I like the touch that Frank put on, obviously the skull, but he has all these other little skulls signifying kills, as well as a couple of paint apps looking like they're bullets, I guess, so that's nice. But still, otherwise, still a very cool design. I dig it a lot. And like I said, I like how it looks, how it's basically supposed to look like it's worn, just didn't come off the assembly line. Maybe it's just a slap shot paint job that Frank did on it or whatever, but pretty cool. I dig the helmet. I wish he had red eyes, but the blue eyes are pretty cool. And I do wish they had it. I mean, it looks like a metal skull, but what if it was a white skull? But I digress. Still pretty cool. I like the paint jobs. I like the paint apps. Let's talk accessories. Now, is he your standard War Machine? No. Frank Castle's going to come armed to the teeth and ready to fight. Come with as many weapons as he needs. So let's start off with pistols. He comes with a couple of pistols. Have movable clips. You can either stick them underneath the arm. They have a couple of slots there underneath the arm, or you can put it on the leg so it's like a gun holster. So that's pretty cool. He comes with the off-the-shoulder minigun. It's a little bit hard to hold in, but it'll go up in this slot right up here or the other side, depending on what side you want. And it's it's a little stubborn to stay in, and it comes with a minigun that's yeah, I say a lot. That is not ready to fire. That just stands up. That goes a lot easier. Comes with a couple of shock wands, a fully charged one ready to go, and one that's ready, not exactly ready to go, but can carry around. Comes with two pair of hands. One, I guess, if he wanted to, he could holster one of the pistols, and he has a closed fist, so he can just let the weaponry on the suit do the job. So let's take a look at the box before we take a look at the articulation, shall we? Okay, so let's take a look at the box for a second. Obviously, your standard Marvel Legends box right here. It says War Machine on the bottom, but Punisher wrote his name on it, I guess. Standard window display with like everything going on with the figure. Little side there with the artwork. Looks like a picture of the figure itself. No figures in a wave, so it's just its own thing. After the fall of War Machine, Frank Castle acquires a highly weaponized armor and makes it his own. There you go. Back to that side, another artwork. Back to the front, same figure. Marvel 80 on the top there. Punisher skull right there, and rest of the stuff. So let's get on with the review. Okay, let's test the limitations on how you can bend Frank Castle, I suppose. So his head can go back only that far, can go forward that far. Can't really go all the way around because of the. Well, I got that side around. Couldn't get it around that side, but anyways, a little bit of a tilt, not too much, but anyways, arm goes up that far just because the shoulder, of course, gets in the way. Can turn it around, but why would you want to? Watch, it's a tight articulation joints, I guess. Bicep rotation, double joint at the elbow. Wrist rotation back and forth. has diaphragm rotation, so you can spin around on a diaphragm, go forward only that far, go back only that far, but he can go side to side if you really want him to. Legs can go apart only so far, just because obviously the suit limitations. You can go forward and back so far, just because of the suit's limitations. Rotation at the thigh, double joint at the knee. Obviously no calf rotation, but he has a somewhat limited rotation and back and forth on the ankle, obviously because of the armor limitations. But it is what it is. It's a big armored guy. You can't really, bend him in crazy positions. So let's compare him to like the other figures. Let's see how he looks compared to them. See what differences he has, armory wise and whatever. So let's get on to it. Okay, let's start off by talking about the armor design itself. So, obviously I have the Civil War version, I have the Infinity War version. Obviously Civil War, looks a little less bulky than it probably should be. I mean, he was a lot bulkier in Iron Man 2, I think, and Age of Ultron. For some reason they decided to bulk to, take the armor down a little bit. I don't know why, but whatever. He's supposed to be like a walking army. Whereas, obviously, you go to, say, Infinity War, he's all jacked up. The armor is just that much bigger, can carry more ammunition, can carry more weaponry if he needs to. And it just looks that much more intimidating just because these two look like eyes and whatnot. And he's got, obviously, a bigger gun, and he's got these two shotguns. So, Frank himself looks like a happy median, I guess. Is bulky enough for like one man, I guess. It's supposed to look, but it still looks kind of thin to me. But it does a job. Just the one that stands out to me is the Infinity War, just because it's that much bigger. It looks like something that you could really do some damage with, I guess. Okay, let's talk armory. So, War Machine looks like it just comes with less. Just I think they tried to refine it a little bit more, which they probably shouldn't have, or Tony Stark shouldn't have. Just give him the minigun, because he's supposed to be, like I said before, he's like supposed to be a one-man army. He's supposed to be jacked with weapons. Frank Castle, the comic one, obviously he is jacked. He's got the shock stick, the guns all over. But if you want sheer brutality, obviously we're going to have to go with the Infinity War again, just because he got a bigger minigun, and then he's got two shotguns which he could carry, or obviously he has hooked up to his arm, so it just badass looking, and who knows what else he's got. I'm sure he's got missiles and stuff. So another win for the Infinity War. Okay, so detail and paint apps. Which one do I like looking at the most? Or which one draws my eye? I gotta say, I think Civil War might have it just because it's more of a sheen, more, there's more contrast between the gunmetal gray and the gunmetal blacks. Not to say I have anything against the other two, just maybe it's obviously the sheen or like the just coming off the assembly line shine to them that just draws me in a little bit more. And Frank Castle wasn't was about design. He just wanted to just slap a skull on, maybe get rid of most of the silver, but even though it's coming through. And the Infinity War one is a little bit duller down, just more for action, I guess. So yeah, there you go. I gotta give it to Civil War on this one. Okay, so posing wise, who's gonna look better in say your gun poses, because basically all he's gonna do is just point his arms around like he's firing from his forearms and whatnot. So I think Endgame just looks a little bit more just because the size is intimidating, and he just looks that much more fearsome when he's doing his thing than the other two. Civil War, War Machine kind of looks more standard. I mean, I dig Frank, but I just find Infinity War Machine a little bit more fearsome when it comes to posing, I guess. But not to say that Frank isn't cool when you're posing him, obviously. So what can you do? So thoughts. It's a very cool figure. I like the paint job. I like the paint apps on him. I like the wear and tear. The accessories though are a little bit more elusive for my taste. Just the minigun likes to fall off every time I'm posing him or whatever. The clips on the side guns come off every now and then. And otherwise, I got no complaints. It's you're not going to be able to put him in crazy poses because he's in a suit of armor, obviously. So, do what you can. Put him in those Iron Man type firing poses. So it looks pretty cool there. As a figure I would get if I had an Iron Man collection. I do. So I'm just saying, if you have one, you ought to get one. If you have a Punisher collection, obviously. That being said, too. But otherwise, for your general collection, it matters on if you're a Punisher fan or an Armor fan, I guess. Like, varieties of spice of life, right? So anyways, I want to thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Guys watching the videos and whatnot. I'm going to try to get, motivate myself to do the Demogoblin wave, the gamer abomination wave. I don't really have an interest in doing those, but I'll put myself into it because I want to break out that Vulture figure. Am I right? So anyways, if you guys like this video, I'd dig it if you gave me a like. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, why not give me a subscription? I'm going to try to come up with a best of figure, at the end of the year or towards the end of the year, maybe a little bit after. See how it goes. Anyways, my name is James Sharmack. It's been a Nerd Room with J&J. Thank you once again, and as always, keep on collecting and happy hunting.